Good morning guys, Chris from the Ultimate Recycler. I'm out early this morning. It's a Sunday morning, it's a beautiful morning. Kristen's with me and we've come to a garage sale to do a bit of treasure hunting. It's in the local fire shed nearby area to our town, so I've had a little bit of a drive to get here and we're just doing a little bit of treasure hunting and help them out. Obviously spending some money here is good for the fundraiser they're doing and we might get some treasures for the shop. So come and have a look. I'll show you what sort of stuff I buy and we'll follow it through and see what I can sell the stuff for. It's an absolutely perfect morning here. They couldn't have ordered it any better. And I've already come along and had a bit of a browse down this aisle and I've put my name on these rabbit traps at $5 each. They're illegal to use in Australia, but they're not illegal to collect. There are some brands that are quite rare, but these seem to be just the common Lane's Ace ones. But still, they're great shed ornaments, so I'll grab those. There's lots of tools, general household stuff. I'm always attracted to the shed stuff. And there was a basket, oh here it is over here, a fishing creel they call it, the old cane basket, and some Bakelite reels. I think these are probably Australian made ones. That looks like, I can't quite read that without my glasses on. So they sell quite well. They do need a bit of a clean up and there's more reels in there. So we'll go through that when we get home, but they wanted 50 to lot, which I was happy to pay. So I don't like to haggle at garage sales, especially when they're a fundraiser. So we'll pay what prices they ask. I don't want any furniture. That piece is everything has to go today, make a reasonable offer. I certainly don't want it, but it's kind of a nice deco 1940s dressing table. Very hard to sell, although the white painted look is more popular than the timber look these days. We have everything here. We've got clothing, crockery. It's actually a really good display, nicely laid out. Christine's finding some treasures. What have you got there?
Oh, that's
something?
Oh no, it's okay.
It's okay?
It's a broken head.
A broken head, I know some people like that. So, there's a fair bit of modern stuff, but you just never know. These one, that's a Victorian style wash bowl, but these pottery pieces or ceramic pieces were sort of 1980s, 1990s home decorator stuff. I think you'd get it plain and you'd paint it. So they're of no real value other than ornamental. That one's broken anyway. I'll see if I find any more pewter. Those of you that watched a recent video of mine know that I'm interested in collecting a bit of pewter. That's just silver plate, so not much value there. Lots of modern stuff here. Nothing that I really want. That's a really nice looking colour, but it's just a modern piece of glass. Although coloured glass we do pick up for the shops from time to time because it does look good in the window. Here's a rose bowl candle holder. Again, it's just silver plate. So they sell okay. I'd probably have about $10 on that, but I'm not looking for average stuff today, just looking for things that inspire me. We have a dinner set here. This looks like the Royal Albert pattern, but it'll be a more modern reproduction. I should wear my glasses, hang on. Fine porcelain made in Romania. So yeah, it's not super modern, but it's not the nice Royal Albert stuff that we look for. There's some older plates here. These look to be English. Yes, that's actually Royal Albert. That's a very nice set, or that's just the plate, but it's a nice plate. That would probably, interestingly, probably 20 years ago, that would have been a $30 or $40 plate. Nowadays we'd struggle to get 10 for it, but it's still a good named piece. Here's an early tureen. This one's quite old, quite stained as well, which happens when people use things, of course. That would come out though. You can soak them in the Sterident tablets people use for their false teeth will actually take a lot of that staining out. There are other chemicals you can use. You're not supposed to use bleach. Meekin's quite an old piece. That's probably early 1900s, maybe even late 1800s. Nice piece, but just a bit rough for what I want. More modern stuff. That's cute, but I think that's modern. It looks old, made in China. And you'll have a look at this. They actually brand it with like the English coat of arms with Ascot. So I know a lot of dodgy dealers have bought this stuff in new in the last 20 years, peeled the made in China sticker off, and there's no way of knowing for someone that's not in the know that it's not English China because it's essentially portrayed to be, even though it isn't. Pretty deceitful, but that's what goes on these days, unfortunately. We have a soda siphon. Of course, I collect old bottles. And what's the brand? It's a Seymour one, local town, but I actually have one of those, so we'll leave that one there. Some nice lamps at $5 each. Do we need some more lamps in the shop, Christine?
You're the lamp man.
I'm the lamp man. I might even take those, a nice matching pair of lamps, if they're brass. They look brass, but they're possibly just a resin. Yeah, I think they are. We'll leave those there too.
What do you think of those?
Snoopy books.
Yeah, I haven't seen those before.
Yeah, they'd be 1970s, I reckon. They might have a collectability. It might be worth just checking eBay, which we can on our phones now. Makes it great when you're out searching. Alright, I've been doing a few laps. I found a few more things to buy. There's a pile of fishing rods here, some of which might match up with the reels I bought. They're quite early ones, and they're asking $2 each or 20 the lot, so I think I'll take the lot. There's one in here which is a sort of a hexagonal cross section, so that's quite an older one. The cane reel rods sell quite well. The fiberglass ones aren't so popular, but at that price I'd be silly to leave them there. Now, I've just had a chat with some of the owners of some of the things, and most of you know I like clocks. There's a couple of really nice English clocks here. They're both Enfield movements, so they're English. Art Deco design, 1940s thereabouts. It's only a striker because of the 2 winders, so if it had 3 winders you'd have the Westminster chimes. And this one is the same movement as well, or a similar movement. A bit older, 1920s, that one. Probably Blackwood case, whereas that one's a plywood. Really nice looking clocks. I didn't really... They wanted an offer, and I suggested they try and get 100 each for them here. They both work, apparently. In the shop I would probably have about 150 each on them. But I said, look, try for 100, maybe take 80. I'm not going to buy them off you, even though they said they would probably take 50. But I said, I'll give you a backstop. If you can't sell them and you need them to go, I will pay 50 each for them. And Christine's giving me some rolling eyes to say, you've got too many clocks at home, but, you know, how can you not buy them? But I think the fair thing is, as it's a fundraiser here, to give them the chance of selling them for more than what I'd offer them. And if they can't sell them and I need to get rid of them down the track, I will pay 50 each. There's some interesting books here, quite, you know, not in very good condition, unfortunately. But books really just don't seem to be bringing a lot these days unless they're in better condition. Of course there's rare ones out there, and I don't know a lot about books, I'll readily admit that. Alright, I better have another last lap before we pack up and go back and open the shop. Okay, we're back in town now. It was only 10 minutes out the road, so we'll be opening the shop shortly. It's almost 9 o'clock I think now. Upon leaving the sale I did spot these 2 metal Eskies. They're probably 1980s. And they were only $10 each. I should be able to get 30 each for those, so that was worth buying too. So we'll open the shop and then I'll drag this out, sort out my fishing rods, have a better look at what fishing reels I got. I didn't have a very good look in there, and then we'll work out some prices. Let me know if you enjoy these garage sales. I found it pretty easy just to walk around filming and talking about stuff. Hopefully you don't find it boring. And in most, well, I always ask people if they mind if I film, and if you enjoy these videos we'll do lots more of them, so that I can take you treasure hunting with me. I didn't even look inside these Eskies to see if they're clean. Oh yes, nice galvanised metal, pretty good. So just going through the stock I got this morning, thought I'd show you these rabbit traps. I've washed them up, and all I've done is just given them a quick scrub with a wire scourer. I don't mind that they're rusty, that's part of their charm. You can see on the trip plates here there's the Ace of Spades symbol, and they're the most common traps you'll find in Australia. Lane's Ace. Some of them have short chains, they're all missing their pegs except this front one, and the front one of course actually is different. It says Lane's 1929 patent, so that's a little bit harder to get. And also this has the spring shock absorber type attachment to the chain, and it has the peg, so I think that's a $20 trap. The others all sell at 15 each. There are some traps, and when you're looking at traps they're often branded on the shoulder as well, sometimes not on the plate, and there are some traps that are worth many thousands of dollars just depending on the brand, so it's worth checking them thoroughly. But these are common, but I'll still get a good return. And here's some of the reels I've just priced in the shop. Really nice Bakelite one, that's an Alpha. I'll put $20 on that. Oops, good condition. These Alphas are a plastic, that's an Academy. So I think they're all Aussie made. There's another nice Bakelite one with the motley coloured. So they're quite collectible. These are all in reasonable condition, although that one has lost its winder. And one of the other ones had an, oh yeah, it's lost part of its bracket. But the other reels I actually put on the rods. I'll show you those. These are the better of the rods, and you see I've fitted some reels to some of them. That's a nice little one. I think that's an Ebro. And it suits that reel nicely, the rod nicely. The other ones are more modern type reels. And I've priced these ones, some of them without reels I've just put $5 on if all the eyelets are in good condition. That one I went for 20, and I think this one here with the Ebro reel, I think I put 30 on that. So it adds up to a bit over $100, I think about $120 for those rods. And the rest of them I put up this end, and they're all just bits and pieces. There's no complete rods there, and there's some of them which have had they're like Frankenstein rods. Have been made up out of a few different ones and joined together. So I just got $2 each on those. I'm not allowing very much value for those. Hopefully someone can use them. And the old cane creel as well. It's quite a nice old one, although I think instead of its original leather strap someone's put a seat belt on it. But I guess that does the job. But it's not in bad condition. There's no bad holes in it. And I've actually put 45 on that. They're quite a popular collectible. So we'll see how we go there. Okay guys, that finishes going through our spoils for this morning, and here I have them listed out and approximately what figure I've asked for them. The fishing rods, as I said, all the $2 ones I didn't really allow much for, so the good ones added up to about $125. Gives us a total return of about $375, so that's pretty good with 110 spent. I like to try and triple my money, so that's, I reckon, going to work out well. So thanks for coming along guys. I hope you enjoyed the garage sale. Like I mentioned earlier, if you like these sort of videos, let me know, because we'll probably get back into buying once my shoulder heals a bit and Christine's back to her 100% self. Even though all our storage sheds are full, you know, sometimes you just got to enjoy the treasure hunt. How did you go, Christine? I didn't look at your, hang on, I'll spin around. I didn't look at your spoils. Did you do all right?
I did all right. I think I priced mine out at about $110, I think it was, and I spent $21.
Okay.
But I'm keeping my $5 tripod.
Oh yes, that was
So
a good
really
buy. I didn't show that one, but that was a good tripod for $5.
Yeah.
Okay, so thanks guys. We'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.